We're always told to look outside for answers, find a mentor, get approval, follow someone else's path. But what if the single most powerful resource you have for getting ahead is already inside you? In this explainer, we're going to break down a powerful philosophy for achievement that's all about focusing inward, building an absolutely unbreakable mindset, and learning to truly embrace the struggle. And it all kicks off with this one core idea: fall in love with the process. It sounds simple, right? But this one shift changes everything. It's asking us to forget about the finish line for just a minute and find the real value in the journey itself. Because let's be honest, real growth, it doesn't just happen at the end. It happens in the day-to-day grind, in the challenges you overcome, and in the effort you put in. So where do we even begin? Well, the very first step is getting clear. I mean, think about it. You can't build anything without a blueprint, right? You can't start a journey if you don't know where you're going. It all has to start with a powerful, crystal clear image of your goal. And that blueprint begins with this simple but incredibly deep question. You have to ask yourself, with total honesty and zero limitations, what you really want. Not what your parents want for you, not what you think you should want, but what you, deep down, genuinely desire for your life. Okay, so this is how you actually do it. Notice the flow here. It all starts with just asking the question. But then, and this is so critical, you have to write it down. The act of writing forces you to think clearly, and that focused thinking is what lets you build that detailed mental image, piece by piece, just like that castle taking shape. And seriously, do not underestimate the power of that mental image. Just look at this scene. On one side, you've got a totally barren landscape. On the other, a thriving, futuristic city, all held inside one person's mind. This is literally how change happens. A clear vision isn't just for you. It's the force that allows visionaries to create a new reality that doesn't even exist yet. So once you have that vision locked in, the work kind of shifts. The next phase is all about preparation. And here's the twist. We're not talking about physical prep first. As you can see here, the real battlefield, it's in your head. Your mindset is the single most critical weapon you have. Think about this for a second. This powerful distinction. We spend so much time and energy focused on our physical abilities, everything from the neck down. But the body, it has limits. It gets tired, it gets injured. The mind, though, the mind doesn't play by those rules. Its potential for growth, for resilience, for pure strength, it's absolutely boundless. And here's the bottom line. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with the mind. You can have all the raw talent in the world, be in the best physical shape of your life, but if your head isn't in the game, you're already at a massive disadvantage. Real preparation, the kind that gets you through the tough stuff, it's all mental. Okay, let's just pause on this one for a second. Fear. It's the #1 mental barrier that holds almost everyone back. So just imagine, what could you build? What goals could you crush if you just made the decision right now that fear would no longer have veto power in your life? Now, let's be real. Even with a perfect vision and a mind of steel, you are going to face setbacks. It's going to happen. It just is. But the key isn't trying to avoid failure. That's impossible. The key is to completely change your relationship with it. It's about learning to see failure not as the end of the road, but as a crucial, necessary part of the process. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the raw material you use to build it. Look at the image here. Those rough, uneven rocks at the bottom, they are literally being shaped into the steps that lead you higher. Every single mistake is a lesson that builds the path to your victory. This metaphor is just so powerful because it feels so true. Nobody gets a perfectly paved, freshly painted highway to their dreams. The reality is much more like this: a messy, unpredictable construction zone. That detour sign isn't a sign that you failed, it's just part of building the road. And here's a huge mindset shift for when things get really tough. Sometimes it feels like you're trapped, like a cave-in, surrounded by rubble. You know that feeling. But look closer here. It's in that exact moment of darkness that the breakthrough, that little bit of green, starts to grow towards the light. So often, a string of bad breaks is just the universe telling you that your big break is right around the corner. All right, let's bring it all home. You have the vision, you've prepared your mind, you have the right perspective on failure. The final piece, the engine that drives it all, is a relentless attitude. This is the mindset that simply refuses to be stopped no matter what. So let's break down what relentless really means in this context. It's about having a made-up mind. That phrase is everything. It means the decision is already done. It's final. And once you've made that final decision, all the external stuff, how hard it looks, how long it's taking, it all just becomes irrelevant. You've simply decided you will not quit. And this is what that looks like in practice. It means you stand firm even as the waves of impossible are crashing around you. You see the clock ticking, another year passing, but you're not discouraged. You hear no 100 times and you just keep going anyway. It's an absolute iron-willed refusal to be moved from your goal. And this quote, wow, this captures the ultimate commitment. This isn't about believing for a week or a year when things are good. It's a promise to yourself that your belief has no expiration date. It's your anchor, holding you steady no matter how long the storm lasts. So in the end, it all comes down to this. The journey is going to have stumbles. You are absolutely going to fall. That part's a guarantee. It happens to every single person who ever tries to do something meaningful. So that's not the real question. The only question that truly matters, the one that separates success from failure, is this. Will you get back up again?